Hola, welcome back to Learning Language, Modismos, verbales con dar y hacer. Modismos. ¿Qué? Idioms? Modo, mode, ismos. Sounds like a suffix to me, but if you look up modismos, it says idioms, and if you look up idioms, it says modismos, so it is what it is. Lois que lois. But today, just more translations. We'll be doing, again, I do a lot of YouTube content, just different spurts of what I'm interested in. But I'll probably be going through and translating all of the sections of these sheets. But idiomatic verb expressions, modismos verbales, on the Spanish idioms and advanced vocabulary, Spark Notes chart, and today we'll just be doing the dar and the hacer. But remember, without a subject, it's always ing. Dar is giving, hacer is doing. And again, you need the sheet. I don't have much written on the board if you're just listening. I literally just have the verbs. But I'll just be going through the different phrases. Remember, context defines variable, and the literally environment, what you've said before, what's going on in the day and the current time, it gives these phrases meaning. But some of them I agree with, some of them I disagree with, some of them I don't have convincing translations for either. So what I'll do is I'll just read the Spanish, and then I'll read my translation, and then I'll read what they have and give you any commentary I can give you. Dar a, giving to. They say to face, to be facing. Gotta be context. Dar a conocer, giving to knowing, to make known. Okay, decent agreement. Dar a luz, giving to light, literally. But it says to give birth. Again, must be heavily contextual. El sol, the sun, gives, doy, not doy, digo, I don't even know the right thing, luz. El sol, el luz. Dar asco, giving disgust, to disgust. And again, not the to is the wrong preposition. And there's a couple of here where they just have two direct infinitive verbs, and you can see the translation when it makes sense. Dar con, giving with, to meet, to run into, to hit on. Giving with. Yo no sé. Dar contra, giving against. To hit, to knock against. To hit, golpe. Darse cuenta de, giving one count of. And they have to realize, or to recount maybe, an account of something. Giving knowledge would make someone realize something. Giving a story, giving an account, giving account of would help you realize something. Dar de beber, giving from of drinking. And the day is what throws me. It says to give a drink to. Dar, giving, from of drinking. Right, that's very vague to me semantically. Two infinitive verbs, a preposition in between. Beber, drinking. Dar, giving. Giving from drinking. Giving of drinking. I think I would say from more so than of, but just again, if I was just seeing this, I would just see giving from drinking. To give, drink to. I would just phrase it differently. Dar de comer, same thing. Giving of food, giving from food. They have to feed. Dar en, giving in. They have to hit, to strike. And then again, strike, dictionary definition goes from English to Spanish, goes to golpear, pegar. And then hit, from the dictionary English to Spanish, it says dar en. Again, just must be heavily contextual. Literally, it's giving in. Dar la bienvenida, giving the good coming you. Giving the welcoming coming you. Welcome. Literally, bienvenida is welcomes. Bienvenida. I think veneer, French. You come. Well, you come. literally. So that's very word for word close. Dar la espalda. Espalda. Giving the back. Literally giving the back. You have to turn one's back. Dar la hora. Giving the hour. To strike the hour. Again, just why do we keep saying strike for dar? Gotta be semantic, gotta be contextual. Dar las gracias a. Giving the thank you to. We have to thank someone. Very close. Darse la mano. Giving one the hand. To shake hands. Dar lo mismo. Giving it same. Right, mismo, dictionary says same. I even have samesies. Like English will say samesies. For just kind of like obviously in agreement, like clearly samesies. But then mismo, again, just trying to even dissect that word a little more. Right, me, my, mis, my plural. There's no mo in the dictionary. There's no just me, SMO. There's no SMO. So, again, I don't know what else to say there. Dar pena a. Pena, penalty. Giving penalty to. They have to aggrieve. And then I looked up aggrieve in the Spanish to, or the English to Spanish side, and aggrieve was not even an entry, right? And then semantically, just translating that in English, I would say a grievance, like a indirect article a, grievance, but not aggrieve. That's a weird attempt at a verb or something. Dar por, giving by. To consider, to regard, to assume. Dar por, giving by. Darse por vencido. Giving one by defeated. Literally, to give up, to acknowledge defeat. Giving one, I think, they have to acknowledge. That's kind of contextually why they have darse. Right? Giving one by defeated is literally what it translates to. But semantically, it's alright for their translation. Dar un paseo. Giving a walk or stroll. Paseo was walk or stroll in the dictionary. It says to take a walk, to take a ride. Dar un paso. Right, paso. Que paso. Foundational phrase in Spanish. Paso, pass. What passed? P-A-S-S-E-D. A lot. Oh, we go siempre tiempo, pero. What else? It says to take a step. And then I just have giving a pass, literally, but pass like walk, like a walk by, not a forgiveness. I'm going to go pass by that, see what I see. I walk by. Dar una mano, giving a hand, to lend a hand is what they have, just giving a hand. Dar una vuelta, vuelta, giving a turn. Yeah, vuelta's turn. It's to take a walk, to take a ride. I think it's just giving a turn. Vuelta, turn. It's my turn to do something. Dar voces. Voces was not in the dictionary, but I have giving voice. Google has it. Voces is voice. And semantically, this so speak your voice is like emphatically like everybody has a voice type of deal. And then the last one for dar was dar vueltas a. To turn to is what I have. Right, vuelta, turn, vueltas, plural. Giving turns to think something over, to turn it over in your head, turn over in your sleep because you're thinking about something. So those were the contextual commentary I have for these translations, and now I'll go through hacer. Con hacer, with doing, right? Do YouTubes. The guy next to me at Rusty Bucket, he said, I'll do a Cuban sandwich. And the waiter knew that he wanted to eat the Cuban sandwich just fine. So hacer, again, is always doing, don't even err to making. The context will be clear if you need to say make. But first one, desde hace plus an amount of time. breaking down the entire phrase, day stay, I'm not exactly confident if it's day, like day hyphen s hyphen day, o day hyphen a stay. Again, I don't know where that comes from. I also saw in the dictionary, desde luego was translated to of course. So I just have that again. We've talked about por supuesto a lot, so I didn't know where that came from. But desde, again, from is typically what I translate it to in most contexts that I have, digging down to where the word, the etymology of the word, of the syllables, right? They have since some amount of time, but I just have from doing. From doing, I looked up since, and it wasn't like really clear how to say that either. But the first two, a desde hace plus an amount of time, and then hace plus an amount of time plus k. Neither of the translations were very clear to me. And the thing that really threw me was conjugated verbs indicate subjects, infinitives do not. And right, where all of these other idiomatic phrases, or the vast majority of them on the sheet, are all infinitives. So the conjugation in this context is confusing to me. But from doing some amount of time, and I think the words around it would even be more insightful than just that phrase. And then hace plus amount of time k, doing, time, that. Again, probably more context. Hacerse, right? Doing one, to become is what they have. Not a big fan of that one. Hacer buen tiempo. I was interested as to why, first of all, why is buen? Why is there no gendering? Why is it not bueno or buena? And then tiempo, it says to be good weather, buen, obviously good, without the gendering. Tiempo, just why is tiempo clear? What did I have down here? Como es tiempo weather con no contexto? How is tiempo? Tiempo, dictionary, time, in the general vase, in a given instance. How is tiempo just purely weather? How do native speakers hear purely weather just by hearing tiempo? I think it would literally just be by saying tiempo, and then they kind of look up, and then you would say something about the weather. If you said tiempo and looked at the time, they would give you a vase. V-E-Z, an instance, a specificity. Hacer, caer, doing, falling. Right. This was again two or just consecutive infinitive verbs. Right. Why don't they have to do, to knock? Right. If it's conjugated properly with to, there's only one to. So again, we've gone over that a bunch, but a good example, just any two infinitive verbs, where we did the acordar and recordar last video. Hacer calor, doing calories, or doing calorie, or doing heat, excuse me, but calor, calorie, calorie, right? That's literally the extension with the sound E. Hacer caso de, doing case of, to case the scene, right? To review the scene, to case the scene. And they have to pay attention to. Hacer cola, they have to stand in line. And then cola, I did not get a convincing translation. Doing, dictionary, the first one they had was reference to animals' tails. Then they had a train, then they had a line, then they had glue. And then if I look up line in the English side, it says linea, linea, linea. And I like that for line, clearly. But I was not convinced about cola. And it says to stand in line. So what semantic or expressional use really drills that down to line, I'm not sure. Hacer daño a, doing damage to, right? See a big pile of food, that fat fuck was doing some damage to it. But hacer daño, they have to harm, daño, damage. Hacer daño, that's doing damage, one-to-one semantic phrase in English. But at the end is to. Doing damage to. Hacer daño a. Hacer de nuevo, doing from new. And they have to do over. Flatly wrong. Semantically the same, but flatly wrong. Hacer el papel de. Again, papel. It was not. They have to play the role of. Papel, linguistically, like the structure of the letters, semantically, what the words mean in context, strikes me as paper. In the dictionary, it has paper, role, and part. But it also has like 6 expressions in the dictionary for papel as the definition. So again, that word threw me in this translation. Hacer falta, doing fault, and it has to be in need of. And then I have most closely semantically lacking, doing lack. I'm at fault, I lack something. Right? If there's an absence of something, you lack it, it's at fault. It's kind of what they're getting at. Hacer frío, doing cold, to be cold out. Hacer juego, they have to match. No, it's doing play, right? Brad y Tiffany Stewart, hacer juego. Brad and Tiffany Stewart doing playing. Sexual. Nice. Hacer las maletas, to pack one's suitcase, doing the suitcase. Yo, Jorge, you ready to go? You ready for the trip? Ready for the viaje? I think, yeah, viaje's trip. Hacer las maletas, papi. Pronto. Doing the suitcase, soon. Hacer las paces con, to make peace with. Again, peace through me. Pause, dictionary, English, or peace to Spanish. Pasear, infinitive verb in Spanish. It's like to graze, like a pasture. So that's kind of, again, I don't know if that's a regular or irregular conjugation. But pases for peace was not clear to me. Hacer mal tiempo, doing bad time. Again, how contextually doing bad weather. But they have to be bad weather at. To be a star. Whatever the fuck the other one is. Not year. That's going. A star ser. A star o ser. To be. Todo en siempre. To be. A star o ser. Hacer un viaje. Viaje. There's the trip. Doing a trip. Doing a trip. Hacer las maletas. Doing the suitcases. Para hacer una pregunta. No. Hacer un viaje. Doing the suitcases for doing a trip. Make sense? Hacer, but it did. Why? Okay, so again, here's another question about the gendering. Clearly, in French is the indirect article, but why do you have times when it's not conjugate with una or una? And same with buen as opposed to buena or buena. Yo no sé. Hacer una pregunta, doing a question. Preguntar, to ask, doing, and I even had, this was, again, pregunta, assuming that I did look this one up, that is the correct regular conjugation for the usted, el, or ella. So again, why, with a conjugated verb, doing a you ask. Maybe even be more literal, but clearly doing a question, asking a question. Hacer viento, last one. To be wind, yeah. Doing wind. So there you have it. If you're doing some modismos, verbales, those are your literal translations, semantic commentary, and then a couple things I'm not exactly sure about. So thank you for watching Learning Language, Modismos, verbales, contar y hacer. And check back for more. Thanks for watching.